Hey everybody, welcome to BrickVault. My name is Jack and today is another LEGO Weekly News update. Now I think the biggest story this week was the revealing of all the new LEGO Mighty Micro sets. So the first batch of Mighty Micros that were revealed by LEGO were on the DC side, and the first one that I'm showing you right now is the Batman repeat. But that's alright in my book because he is the classic Adam West Batman, and he even comes with his retrocopter. He goes up against Killer Moth, and he's got a pretty awesome Mighty Micro vehicle as well. The next one here is the Superman set, which I think everybody was kind of expecting, but I really like that they matched him up against Bizarro Superman. They each come with their alternate forms of kryptonite as weapons against each other, and I'm not too big on the looks of their vehicles, but I really like that Bizarro's is actually just the backwards version of Superman's. The last one for DC is Wonder Woman vs. Doomsday. She gets her invisible plane, which is nice. It's made up of just about all clear pieces, and Doomsday looks pretty cool. This is, I think, the first time he's ever come in minifig form. Switching over to the Marvel side, we get our first X-Men set. This is a pretty classic face-off with Wolverine versus Magneto. A true head-to-head, I guess, would be Professor Xavier versus Magneto, but I'm pretty happy to get Wolverine. It looks like he's wearing jeans here, and he gets to ride around a micro version of the Blackbird, while Magneto, on the other hand, looks pretty good with a blacked-out face, and I think you can see what they were going for with his vehicle. Next up is Iron Man vs. Thanos. I think I'm most excited for the Iron Man minifig, especially the print on his mask. I don't really care for his vehicle all that much. Maybe if you stand it up, it looks a little bit like Veronica, but I think the vehicle for Thanos is probably my favorite of all of the new Mighty Micro sets. That is the Infinity Gauntlet, and it looks like he's got 5 of the 6 Infinity Stones. I'm probably looking forward to this set the most just because of that Iron Man minifig and the Thanos vehicle, but let's check out the very last Marvel set, and this is another Spider-Man repeat. He's got a pretty basic vehicle. I think that's a different print for the Spider-Man head, so he's not exactly the same as the last one. But now we get the Scorpion villain. He looks pretty good. His vehicle kind of reminds me of the Hulk vehicle that we got last time, but we're definitely going to get some parts in unique colors that we did not get before from this set. So there are the 6 Mighty Micro sets. I know which one I'm looking forward to the most, but you can also let me know which sets you think are the best in the comment section below. All right, now moving on, what is readily available this week that wasn't last week? Well, first, let's start off with the new Classic Knight set. It's a promotional set that is offered until July 10th with a purchase of $50 or more. By the way, the Star Wars Force Awakens video game has officially been released. There are 2 different versions you can actually get. You can get the regular version or the deluxe version, which comes with the season pass and gives you a bunch of different level character packs. There are a few different retailers with special deals for this game when it comes out. This includes Amazon, GameStop, and Best Buy, and if you want to know what those deals are, I have left Alan Tran's link from thebrickfan.com who breaks it down a little bit better. Also, Blocks Magazine issue 21 is now readily available, and this issue was all about architecture. Over on Hello Bricks, a new Cole minifig has been revealed. He's an exclusive Cole in his black stone armor, and we don't know yet how he's going to be distributed. Alright, and this next bit of news is pretty interesting. I thought I discovered it when I was going through the Brothers Brick website, and it's a Kickstarter ad for something that's called Wizz. This basically is a third party trying to make a brand new and improved LEGO motor. I believe it claims to be more powerful, it's rechargeable, and can be controlled by an app on your phone. Make no mistake, I am in no way, shape, or form endorsing this particular Kickstarter, nor will I bash on it. Whether or not you are someone who endorses combining non-LEGO products with other LEGO things, I believe by the very fact that this Kickstarter even exists represents a portion of the LEGO community wants to do more with their motorized builds. I'd like to know what you all think about this new motor, and whether or not LEGO needs some new heavy-duty hardware. But don't start writing in the comment section just yet, there's still plenty of LEGO news, and this next bit is about the LEGO Batman movie, and I find it pretty comforting. The producers Phil Lord and Christopher Miller had an interview with the Collider magazine, and basically what we get from this is that we got a lot of really big Batman nerds working on this movie, and we're gonna have a ton of Easter eggs that pretty much reference everything from the Batman franchise from the very beginning and all the way to the present, maybe even beyond that. If we get a classic Batman cameo with Adam West, that would be really awesome, but honestly, all I really want to see is a shark repellent scene.
Holy sardine!
And with Comic-Con just around the corner, LEGO has been leaking some pictures of some really cool builds that we're going to be seeing. Well, right now it's only just this one build so far, and it's a giant statue of Jay from Ninjago. The character's in a really awesome pose. I really like the build for the chain and the nunchucks, and I have a feeling we're gonna see a bunch of really cool stuff like this popping up in the near future. All right, let's move on to Lego Ideas. If you don't know what Lego Ideas is, it's a website in which you submit your own Lego creation in hopes to having it become an official Lego set. This week, there wasn't anything that really happened on Lego Ideas. No new sets were accepted with 10,000 votes, so instead I'm just going to talk about this cool Ideas set that I happened to see when browsing through the site. The name of this set is called Elvis Presley and his Pink Cadillac by the builder Thomas W. It's a really awesome build. I like the stage and all those lights spelling Elvis out in the background. And the vehicle that comes in the set, the Pink Cadillac, looks really nice as well. This is just one of many great Lego Ideas sets. And if you want to take a closer look at this Lego Ideas build, I've left a link in the video description below. And I've also left a link for just the general Lego Ideas site. If you haven't checked it out yet before, I highly recommend that you do so. Now, this last thing I'm going to report on is a little different. Lego did an ad, actually, that takes place in Taipei. And I just gotta say, it's a really good ad. It hits you right in the feelers. And it's all about kids being dedicated to their parents and their parents being dedicated to their kids. And I just gotta say, Lego, stop making such good, thought-provoking, emotional ads. I can't watch them at 9 a.m. in the morning. All right, I think it's just about time for our custom creation segment of the episode. This is basically where I get to talk about any of the cool custom stuff I happen to see throughout the week. This first build is called Superlab by Paul Trach. And this is, of course, Walter White's very high-tech and super clean lab that he got built for him by Gus Fring in the show Breaking Bad. Everything here is modeled out to a T. I don't know if I can even see a single showing stud now that I think about it. I think my favorite part is the drying rack in the back there. Not sure if he used backlighting, but that crystal blue really does stand out. The only thing really missing here is a minifig for Jesse Pinkman. This next build here is based on a video game. We've got Fallout 4, and specifically, this is Abernathy Farm, built by Wookie Warrior. Now, I haven't played the most recent Fallout, but I don't believe that was necessary to appreciate this build. I just love the scene that's created here. We've got a really sort of wild and overgrown grasslands surrounding what looks like to be the most unstable shack ever. The only thing that appears to be keeping this thing from collapsing looks like the old power transformer used as the base. The detailing highlights for me in this build are the very nice looking tree, that bent signpost, I believe it's a signpost, and I like those brown twisted whips that seem to be winding their way through some of those loose floorboards. Anyways, it's a wonderful build and it really makes me want to start playing Fallout 4. This build is called Neoclassic Speeder by Sad Brick. Not a whole lot of explaining necessary for this one, just a couple of cool looking speeders with a classic space look, flying through what looks like an alien desert wasteland. The spiky rocks sticking out through the sand are great. They have this sort of odd geometric look to them, which could very well be the case on an alien wasteland. Also, I really like those metallic pieces used to make those creative little sea creatures, or desert creatures on the sand floor. This scene and title shows off the builder's somewhat dark sense of humor. We have Why Are They Red and Squishy on the Inside by Chris Maddison. Normally I don't like showing off such violent builds on this channel, but hey, I am a sucker for Lego capturing split-second moments in a build, and this is a pretty good example of that. The pouring blood effects that have been built are undeniably well done. I like the use of that one little red rubber band holding up the minifigure. It definitely allows for a more dramatic pose. Also, I like the very thin, gangly sort of skeleton-like robots. They have the look that embodies a very cold and senseless killing machine. So that is it for LEGO news and custom creations. And just to reiterate, I would like to know what you guys think about the new Mighty Micro sets. And also, what do you think about that new motor? Is it time LEGO started advancing some of their electronic hardware? Okay, that is it for this episode. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoy our content, feel free to subscribe or hit that like button. And remember to tune in same time next week for another LEGO Weekly News update. If you want to learn anything more about what I was talking about in this episode, I have left links in the video description below for everything that I mentioned. And all right, that's it. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.